Welcome to the exciting rebirth of Superstar, featuring choose your membership rate as low as just $3 a month. At Superstar, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, class passes for Synchronicity University, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. Hello, fabulous superstar Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of March 2022. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. It is going to be, as we begin the month, that we are going to welcome in a new moon on the 2nd of the month. Now, this new moon I see as setting the stage for what some astrologers like to call the luckiest day of the year. And it really is thanks to Jupiter. And so the new moon itself, well, that is going to happen on the 2nd, hand in hand with Jupiter, but also speaking in harmony with Uranus. And as we navigate forward 3 days later, the Sun and Jupiter will meet with precision. That marks the luckiest day of the year in the same part of the sky as that new moon. And for you, this is a part of the sky that has to do with money you earn and money that you spend. It is also connected to self-esteem and self-worth. And I have to say, this energy is powerful, meaningful as well. This is energy that invites you to take into consideration that much more deeply some understanding of what your self-love is rooted in and how you can ensure that self-worth arises from a healthy place within you, a more eternal place within you. The thing is that this part of the sky is characterized by one that is spiritual, that is filled with faith, that has an intimate understanding of our connection to everyone and everything. That's the energy of this part of the sky for you. And it is the energy of Pisces that rules, for those astrology students out there, this self-worth and self-love part of the sky, which means that your self-love and self-esteem grows stronger as you get older. But not only that, it becomes more rooted in eternal principles, in spirituality, in your understanding of faith, faith in yourself, faith in your future. That is the root of the love that you feel for you, which ensures that it grows stronger going forward from here. Well, chances are you'll be taking some leap forward in this regard. Some growth spurt is going to happen for you where you feel that much more excited and hopeful and believing that you can love yourself, because there's a part of you that is connected to everyone and everything. The very nature of everyone and everything at its core is love. And therefore, you can have love for you. This spiritual understanding is going to magnify in a powerful way. It could be through an experience. It could be through some action that you have to take to make a statement of self-love, but it ends up being a healing and defining moment for you. As mentioned, this part of the sky also connects to money you earn and money that you spend. And so, yes, financially, this can be a wonderful time of opportunity. Regardless of your profession or what it is that you do, you can find this an expansive time of financial opportunity. For some Aquarians out there, you may tap into this energy through spending. That's one way to do it. And chances are you're feeling very generous. Whatever you're spending money on, it seems that you feel good about it. So more power to you. Now, as we navigate later into the month, we are going to welcome in this month's full moon on the 18th. And this full moon is also connected to finances, but it has to do with your relationship with financial institutions and your ability to access resources. More personally, it has to do with your understanding of wealth, how you personally define it. It's also connected to profound and meaningful change, profound truth, and it has to do with your definition of power and how it is that you align with it. Well, here's the thing with this full moon. On the one hand, it is happening opposite Neptune in the sky, and that's energy you may want to be mindful of. It can sometimes denote some disappointment. It can sometimes denote, especially given where this full moon is taking place, some investment not necessarily working out or some outpouring taking place there. But it seems to just represent a moment. It seems to be rather slight. It is going to be immediately after, and as the full moon perfects with precision, there is going to be a supremely harmonious alignment with Pluto that I think you are absolutely going to love. Now, ordinarily, I think of Pluto trine a full moon as representing a power move. So all of us in different areas of life, depending on sign, are going to be making some power move, owning our power, focusing in, honing in, and transforming our circumstances for the better. For you, this power arises from very deep within you. And in some cases, it may feel as if it's arising from a place of soul or psyche or spirit, maybe spirit guides or even ancestor spirits as well. But it's almost as if your understanding of your power under the light of this full moon, a part of you understands that its time has come. For many Aquarians out there, this is going to be a psychologically shifting time. You're looking at some truth within yourself, but you're also resolving not to repeat previous patterns. The healing aspect of this energy is rooted in part in your determination to transform your circumstances for the better. And that's part of the power move that you make. Changing yourself from the inside out, being willing to be searingly honest with yourself. And that can have a sweeping transformative effect in just about every area of life. Redefining wealth in some way and healing any emotional issues regarding prosperity or abundance can happen now. Practically speaking, this can speak to your relationship with financial institutions and you trying to access funding. There, I would be a little bit mindful because of that Neptunian connection. All is not necessarily clear. And so it can feel as if maybe a certain source of funding isn't necessarily as secure. And yet you come to an understanding as to what you can do to align with greater wealth that ends up being much more valuable than any moment with a financial institution may or may not work out to be. You are moving towards a renewed definition of wealth, but also making practical gains as well. And that's what you want to embrace. Now, where it comes to matters of love, boy, is this the start of a brand new cycle for you in a powerful way. I want you to think back because it has been since November that we've been in a larger Venus retrograde season. Venus went into shadow in November, went retro in December, went direct at the end of January. Well, it is going to be on the 2nd of this month that Venus will leave shadow, entering brand new territory. And for you, a lot of this Venus retrograde season has been about these very karmic patterns that have been playing out. In some cases, deeply rooted in past lives, or perhaps in models that you saw when you were very, very young. But it is through the experiences you've had over the last few months, through the feelings that you've had, that you've been encouraged to cleanse yourself of those patterns. Well, this appreciation and understanding comes right to the surface on the 3rd of the month, when Venus meets Pluto and Mars meets Pluto as well, all in the sign just before yours. This is a powerful crescendo to end the larger Venus retrograde season. If there have been some unhealthy patterns or a lot going on behind the scenes that you haven't felt like sharing with other people, I have to say all of that is going to stir for you right around that time. But it's almost as if it's necessary. It's cleansing to get you honest. Now, the honesty is going to come and reach you very deeply once we get to the 6th of the month, because that is when both Venus and Mars will enter your sign and meet at the very beginning of your sign. This is absolutely remarkable, I have to say. I am going to invite you to think back. Think back to 2020. March 31st, give or take a couple days on either side. That was when Saturn met Mars at the very beginning of your sign, what we call 0 degrees of Aquarius. The zodiac has 12 signs, each divided into 30 degrees, 360 degrees altogether. And these two planets met at 0 degrees of Aquarius. It was right around the middle of December 2020 that we had a meeting in the sky of Jupiter and Saturn again at 0 degrees of Aquarius. Now we have Venus and Mars meeting at 0 degrees of Aquarius. I think this is absolutely remarkable, I have to say. And for you, a lot of the themes since 2020 and even last year with 2021 and Jupiter in your sign has been about new chapters, new beginnings, genuine optimism and hope, but also transformation, looking at some things deep within you and realizing what has to change, where it is. You're not going to wait for a more hopeful future anymore. You're going to start aligning with it. And so in many ways, this meeting of Mars and Venus becomes very important. It invites you to now bring love to the journey that you've been on for 2 years. It invites you to consider how much you've grown and learned, but where love is the missing piece in some ways. You've demonstrated faith with Jupiter having moved through your sign. You certainly are demonstrating responsibility with Saturn still in your sign. But where is it now that you can unite love for self and passion for life? Where is it now that you can claim your power to move yourself in a direction you choose, guided by the principles of love in all kinds of ways? And that includes romantically as well. I feel like you've spent part of this Venus retrograde season examining yourself very deeply, having to see some old patterns. Well, now you get determined not to live them anymore. That's a beautiful and powerful conviction to find. For those of you open to meeting someone new, well, look, you are truly beginning a brand new chapter in the context of love, a chapter that has heart and passion and desire all together. And so it is possible that at least in the very beginning of the month, you're sort of wrapping up loose ends, maybe looking at the journey that you've been on since November, these old patterns that have come up, allowing yourself to feel any disappointments that have been there, but also genuine hope that was there as well. But what that's going to mean for your future starts to become very clear about a week into the month, where you decide what direction it is that you're meant to go in next. And that could include brand new types of people and brand new interactions. You will be a magnet once Venus enters your sign, and along with Mars as well. And that energy is going to take you into next month as well. For those of you just starting to date somebody, this is a moment of truth and a turning point moment. It is all or nothing for just about every sign out there, but that's especially true for you. Mars and Venus meeting in the sky is a moment of truth. It's about being honest with yourself, seeing things as they are, and deciding whether or not it works for you. For some, what it is that you see now, maybe you haven't wanted to admit so far. Maybe you've allowed things to carry on for a certain amount of time, but once we have that meeting of Mars and Venus, you make a decision based on what you actually come to realize, mostly about you. Who you are really is key here to understanding whether or not this is someone to navigate forward with. For some of you, that will mean going in a different direction, but for others, it is going to be this realization that then encourages you to very quickly solidify this bond. And for those of you in an established bond, again, we've got very all or nothing energy here. If it is that you've known for a while that you're not in the right relationship for you, chances are this Venus retrograde season and the very beginning of this month makes that very clear to you. Venus and Mars meeting in your sign a week into the month gives you the motivation and self-love to go in a different direction. But the majority of Aquarians out there are going to find that the meeting of Venus and Mars gives you and your partner a chance to begin again and gives the two of you new resolve to strengthen the love you have. What I love about this month for you, well, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment, that's for sure. I love the energy this month that is inspiring you to get in touch with whom it is that you are in all kinds of ways. Mars and Venus meeting at the very beginning of your sign is an extraordinary event. It will some way connect you to the events of the end of March and beginning of April of 2020 and mid-December of 2020 as well. But this time you bring love, you bring passion and determination to move your life more in alignment with greater love and greater wisdom as well. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with choose your membership rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, where you get expanded, exclusive video scopes. Now, higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. I look forward to meeting you there. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.